This time of year, a lot of people are interested in spring cleaning, in some cases themselves. And as the old saying goes, keep your friends close and your enemas closer. Natural health care expert Dr. Mark Mincolla joins us to discuss the importance of detoxing the body and how to choose safe and effective cleanses. You know, you and I were just talking.
That's a great joke.
Thank you. And that can be part, you know, hydrocolon therapy can be part of the cleanse. Doesn't necessarily have to be if you're a little shy. But the other thing, too, is we were just talking off the air about the fact that we don't realize how many pesticides and toxins can accumulate in the body when we eat a certain way.
Over 14 pounds a year for each one of us on average. That's a lot of pesticides, herbicides, waxes, additives. So there's no question, 150 pounds of sugar, processed sugar. So we get hit with a lot of toxins. You
know, one of the things that you talk about is the fact that these toxins accumulate in the body. How do they affect us? How do I know if I have these toxins in my body?
Well, Elizabeth, you know, at this point we've got 400 legalized pesticides. 180 of them have been found to create very serious problems with our endocrine system. So there is a lasting toxicity with these substances.
You know, what's interesting to me is a lot of times there are certain sprays that we clean our countertops with that we would never want to ingest. And yet, some of those sprays, different kinds of sprays, are on the foods that we eat all the time.
No question. We encounter so many of these toxins, and I think throughout the course of the year, they're accumulative. So the idea of even eating fruits and vegetables, it's great to eat those fruits, a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals, but there are toxins in the forms of these residues that we got to neutralize at some point in the year.
You know, you talk about cleansing, and one of the things that you recommend is a 2-week body cleanse, which seems to me to be very gentle. It's not that lemonade diet that Beyonce was on, where it's just you know, water and cayenne pepper and that sort of thing. Tell me about your cleanse.
Well, we're talking more about fruit, a 2-week period with a lot of organic fruits and vegetables, a lot of beans and legumes to take the place of some of those meats throughout the course of the year. You're still getting good quality proteins there, but you're getting a much leaner, high fiber type of protein. There we see it. And I said 4 to 6 fruits a day, 4 to 6 vegetables a day. Also, if you've got a juicer, to get that fresh juice, you know, when you make that fresh juice within 20 minutes, there's loads of enzymes in there to help you neutralize these foods, to break them down, to break down the sugars and the juices, etc. After 20 minutes, the enzymes are not present. The enzymes are dead. So fresh juice, great way to go on a cleanse. I also said 60 plus ounces of pure water, distilled water, Poland Springs water, spring waters. And I said 4 mugs of herb tea a day. This is really, I think, a good format for a general cleanse.
What do you think in terms of supplements and that sort of thing? Should people have a certain regimen of supplements that they go to all the time, or is it really important to focus on them, particularly when you do a cleanse?
Well, for this one, I recommend the Renew Life program. It's a great program. It's readily available, inexpensive, about $30 for a complete program. The Renew Life program is a real good program. But there are a lot of good ones out there, a lot of fiber, a lot of L-ginic acids and things like that, a lot of green foods, a lot of good programs, but I think the Renew Life is a real good total program.
How do you know if it's right for you to cleanse, and how do you know if a cleanse will be safe for you? Because certain people have, you know, diabetes or hypoglycemia or sorts of issues that could complicate their, you know, the way that they eat.
Well, that's a great point, and I think there are folks with blood sugar instability, there are folks with colostomy bags. A lot of people have to be very careful about the notion of a cleanse. Cleanse is great provided you're the right candidate for it. I always say discuss it with your healthcare professionals, discuss it with your team, your physicians, make sure that it works for you. A lot of folks have to be careful.
You know, a lot of people say, well, the body naturally cleanses, it has natural detoxifiers, but is it the case that we haven't been bombarded with the kinds of things to our system that we are now in the past, and that's why you feel we need to cleanse?
Absolutely, it's accumulative, and I think at this point, you know, we're exposed to, like we said, 14 pounds of additives, herbicides, fillers, waxes. There's so many different substances that we're encountering nowadays, and there are more and more that are being dumped into the environment, and of course, they reach our food properties. You've got to be really careful nowadays.
Mark, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
That will be spring cleaning and spring cleansing
Thanks for the
this
good
year.
joke, too.
MaxHealing.com is the place to go if you'd like more information.